Welcome, Bulldoggers, fanciers, and dogmen, to Big Stretch TVG. No dogs raised, sold, or bred for any illegal purposes, strictly for historical, entertainment, and educational purposes only. Bulldoggers, we got a great show today. Now, Bulldoggers, we're going to take a look at some past breedings in American Pit Bull Terrier history that were very impactful, still to this day. The dogs coming down off of these crosses. Bulldoggers. Now, Bulldoggers, when Stretch first got into these American Pit Bull Terriers, a lot of breeders around that he seen had a yard full of dogs. Some had 50, some had 100, some had 20. And looking back right now, it only takes one breeding to produce great dogs. Just one. Just looking at the history of it, just one breeding, Bulldoggers, made some of these dog men admired and looked upon in a great way today. Bulldoggers. Now, Bulldoggers, let's get into the game dog breeding history. First breeding we're going to look at is what some say was the greatest. And that was Tombstone Red Baby. Tombstone Red Baby. Phenomenal breeding. Produced some great dogs that produced great dogs. That turn around and still continue to produce great dogs. Now, Bulldoggers, let's look at Patrick Tombstone's pedigree very closely, because it's not his pedigree. The sire may be true, but the dam ain't true. Now, that was bred to Patrick's Red Baby. That's the history of these great dogs. A hung pedigree on one of the greatest breedings ever made. Bulldoggers. Tombstone Red Baby. Now, one would look at it and say they're heavily influenced Carver's Black Widow, which is true. They are. Now, the Tombstone Bolio cross with Tombstone Red Baby yielded Anderson's champion Tonka, registered married. Uptown's champion Snubby, phenomenal game dog. Wilson's champion Crash. And last but not least, Grady Crumbs Cremator, 2-time winner, phenomenal producing dog. These dogs show well and produce well. The way the dog men bred these dogs in other bloodlines, Bulldoggers. Now, 2 dogs we're going to talk about became great producers at a Tombstone Red Baby cross. That is Anderson's Champion Tonka, registered mare. Produced a great line of dogs, and we're going to talk about it. And another one is Crumbs Cremator, 2-time winner. Great producing Tombstone Red Baby dog, Bulldoggers. Let's get into what came out of these crosses, Bulldoggers. We're going to start off with Champion Tonka Bear, Siberian's Champion Tonka, bred to Williams Robin. Tonka was bred back into the Indian bolio line to produce this Champion Tonka Bear registered mare. Phenomenal specimen. Good canine athlete. Good producer. Champion Tonka Bear. Now, Bulldoggers, I want y'all to take a look at something. And that's that Mims Chug inbred Crumbs Cremator. Inbred Crumbs Cremator, Bulldoggers. That's what she was. You see, Carl put the Snooty and Bolio on top of the Tombstone Bolio, Bulldoggers. And out of that breeding came Derby, Rimfire 1-time winner, and Mims Champion Bohump out of Mose and Chug, Bulldoggers. Now, Bulldoggers, Stretch got some understanding Patrick dogs. Food for thought. Yep. I'm gonna school you dog men out to something. And I want y'all to pay good attention to this right here. Now, look at this breeding right here. I'll show you the pedigree first. You got Buck, Red Boy Jocko on top of the Crab Dogs, which is Tombstone Bolio. And it produced some phenomenal dogs. Yep, this cross right here. Now, I'm going to repeat it for you now. Buck, Red Boy Jocko, Tombstone Bolio, Bulldoggers. Now, this breeding produced Pagan, which was a 1-time game loser. Phenomenal looking, well built red dog. Then you got DFK's 2-time winner, registered mare, Dragon. Phenomenal looking dog. Great producing dog. Then you got Anderson's Razor, POR, out of the Buck Red Boy Jocko, Tombstone Bolio through Crab, Bulldoggers. Now, Bulldoggers, look at this variation right here. You got the Buckets, you got the Mayday, you got the West Bend or Anderson's Razor lined up, Bulldoggers. Phenomenal blend. A Buck, Red Boy Jocko, a little bit of Tombstone Bolio. And these dogs right here. And look how these dogs come out, Bulldoggers, off of this cross right here. You got the Taurus dogs. Truly phenomenal. Look at this one right here. Red nose. Macho Labra. Phenomenal looking dog. Then you got his little mate brother, who's Brundle. Taurus's Gemini. Phenomenal looking Brundle dog. Good confirmation, good build on this dog. Got that buck head. Then we got Taurus's Honda. Another Brundle dog off of this litter. Well structured, well built dog. Taurus's Honda. Phenomenal. Good looking dog. I want to shout out and salute Mac. Great brother. He posed an interesting question, and I'm gonna pose it to y'all. Do horse race Hanes looks like a buck dog? He's Hammonds. Going back into the Tudor champions. They're carrying a whole lot of Carver's Black Widow, which is the same thing that the buck dogs carry. It's heavily concentrated Carver's Black Widow. Thank you, Mac. Now, Bulldoggers, I want y'all to look at the characteristics of these buck dogs. A lot of them have the same shaped head and the same shaped body. I'm gonna give you a few examples, Bulldoggers. Here it is. Now, when it comes to those buck crosses, a lot of fanciers in history favor the Gaston dogs. And for good reason. Those were some good dogs. The Gaston blood still is some good blood out here. But those Buckets dogs were some pretty good dogs too as well, Bulldoggers. But the Gaston dogs are pretty popular in today's American Pit Bull Terrier world, according to Buck. Hit the like, subscribe button. More content coming. Stay Stay tuned.